Okay, this will be the first factoring video. We're going to go through these. By now you should be able to, given that when there's a box, okay, so if there's a box, we should be by at this point be able to reduce the box if there's numbers inside. So this is the next step, which is given the polynomial, factor it. Let me go through a couple of examples. And the directions are to factor. Okay. What you're going to do is the first term will go into here, the last term will go into here. Okay? All right? To get this term, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply these two. And that gives me 8. Okay? So that gives me 8. So what I have to do is find the factors of 8 that will add up to get my middle number. Okay? So we're going to multiply the first and the last. Okay? All right, we're going to go into our calculator. All right? We're going to go to menu. All right? And we're going to go to table. All right, let me clear out this stuff. Delete. Delete. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, if I get that number, I'm going to go 8 divided by x and hit execute. Okay? All right? So now I'm going to set my table. All right? And what I'm going to set it from is from 0 to 8 with a step of 1. Okay? And if I hit exit and then table, I can take a look at it. All right? So in summary, what I'm doing, multiply the first and the last. I'm going to table, and I'm putting whatever I get is that number divided by x. I'm clicking on set. I'm going to have 0 to that number, whatever your number is. Okay? All right, so it's going to start, end, step, because we want to go by 1. Okay? All right? And I am looking for the set that adds across to get me to my middle term. Okay? So in my case, I'm looking for 9. 1 and 8 is 9. Okay? So step 4, I'm looking for the set that adds up to equal my middle term. Okay? So my middle term in this case is 9. So I had 1x, okay, and I had 9x. All right? So that's what you have to do, all right, to get those. All right? Now, after you've gotten the terms, okay, that's when we go in and we do the GCD. Okay? All right? So that's to fill in the box. All right? To get the terms here, okay, if you want to, you can start with the variables. The GCF there is x, okay, and x there, all right? Then I can do the numbers, all right? I can do the numbers. Now, on my calculator, it's a little different, okay, but where you're going to go is you're going to go to option. Let me get out of this. Okay, actually, you can go to menu. Go back to this blank screen. I'm going to go to option over num. Now on your calculator, this is different than mine. Your calculator, you got to hit this, there's a little arrow thing. You got to go over there, okay? All right? And you'll get to a button that says GCD. Okay? You select that. Okay? And what you do is when you put these numbers in, it's 2, 9. Okay? And you'll figure out that that is just going to be I'm sorry, that should have been 8 here. Oops. Okay? All right, 2, 8, and they'll tell you that that's going to be 2. All right, going this way, that would be 1. Going up this way, so I got GCD 8, GCD 1 and 4. Okay, GCD, okay, I go this way now, 2 and 1. That would end up being 1. GCD 8 and 4. Okay, 8 and 4, which would be 4. Okay, so what my factors are 2x plus 1 and 1x plus 4. Okay, so on your button to get the GCD, let me write down the directions one more time. You're going to go to the blank screen. Okay, I'm going to go to run. Okay, all right, I'm going to go to option. Once you're there, go to option, over. I'm selecting num. And this button here will be an arrow. Select F6. All right, and then you'll see the GCD button there. Okay? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to practice a bunch of these, okay? All right, so just to get the idea. So there's one there, okay? Let's say I got, let's say 5x squared minus 3x minus 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my box. I'm filling in this corner here. I'm filling that in there. I'm going to multiply those. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Okay? So when I go into the calculator, okay, I'm going to go to menu. Okay, I'm going to go to table. All right, I'm not going to use 8. I'm going to use negative 10 over x. Okay, I'm going to set my table 0. All right, negative 10. Step of 1, exit. Now I'm going to look at the table. And at this time I'm looking for negative 3. Okay, I'm looking for a result of negative 3. So I scan down. Now I see that that is negative. That adds up to positive 3. You can switch those signs, or if you keep going down, you'll see that that's going to be negative 5 and positive 2. Okay, and I got to have x. So if you notice, that adds up to be negative 3. Okay, so doing the GCD across, let's do the variables. That would be x. All right, I don't have anything there. That would be x there. All right, now I'm going to do the numbers. So when I go back in to do the GCD, okay, I'm going to do 5 and 2. Okay, 5 and 2 would be, is not going to be anything, so it'll be 1. Okay, GCD, okay. I'm also going to do 5 and 2 here. Okay, now, when you have a negative, that's got to lead with a negative, so I'll be negative 1. All right, GCD of 5 and 5. Well, obviously, the greatest common factor there is going to be 5. Okay, GCD, 2 and 2. And that's going to be 2. So my answer there is 1x minus 1, 5x plus 2. Okay? All right? And that's that one. All right, let me do another one. Okay? Let's say I got 2x squared plus 13x minus 24. Okay, I'm going to factor. So I got my boxes, 2x squared and negative 24. Okay? I'm going to multiply that. It gives me negative 48. Okay? And I'm looking for the set that gives me up to 13. All right? So when I go into my calculator, I'm going to go to exit. All right? I'm going to go to negative 48 divided by x. Oops, too many x's. Negative 48 divided by x. All right? I'm going to set my table. All right? 0, negative 48. All right? And 1. Okay? I'm going to hit exit. I'm going to look at the table. In this set, I'm looking for 13. Okay, that's going to be this set right here. Got lucky. Okay, I can keep going down to check, but that one got lucky. Negative 3 plus 16 would give me 13. So I got negative 3x and 16x. Okay, so I filled in my chart. Okay, now going across. I got x across here. I got x here. Okay, I'm going to do the GCD. GCD 2, comma 16. I'm going to do GCD 3 and 24. I'm going to do GCD 2 and 3. And I'm going to do GCD 6 and 24. Okay? Alright, so that first one that you type in, you should get 2. This one, since it has a negative, I'm going to leave with a negative.
Miss Tuttle, please call 6776. Miss Tuttle, 6776. Thank you.
And I get 3. This one I would get 1. This one I would get 8. Okay, so my answer here is 2x minus 3. Okay, 1x plus 8. Okay, and that's an example of that one. Okay, let me do another example. All right, let's say I have 15x squared minus 19x plus 6. Okay, once again. Okay, I'm going to put 15x squared in this area here. I'm going to put 6 here. Okay, I'm multiplying. I get 90. I'm looking for a set that adds up to negative 19. Now, what you'll notice is when I go into my chart, okay, to do the table, all right, I'm going to delete this. I'm doing 90 divided by x. Okay, I'm setting my table at 0. Whoops. Setting my table at 0, 90, and 1. Okay, I'm hitting exit. I'm looking at my table. Now, if you notice, all these numbers are positive, okay? I'm still looking for the set that adds up to 19, okay? Now, if you notice, they're all positive, but I do have a set that adds up to 19, but not negative 19. Well, here's what you do with that. You keep that as 9x, as 10x, and those are going to become two negatives. Here's why. A negative times a negative will give me a positive number, and they would also add up, so I'm good. All right? So x is going across, x, okay? All right? That's going to have a negative number, and when I do the GCD stuff, I'm going to do GCD 15 and 10, GCD 9 and 6, all right? GCD going vertical 15 and 9, and GCD I'm doing 10 and 6, okay? 15 and 10 should give you 5. This, since I got a negative, I'm going to lead with a negative. That should be 3. This going this way is going to be 3. Once again, another negative here. That's going to end up being 2, okay? So my factors are 5x minus 3 and 3x minus 2, okay? All right. My recommendation is, as you do these, is to fill in all your tables before doing GCD for all your problems. Because what's nice about the Casio is you stay in one area. It really helps, okay? Let me introduce a couple others to you, all right? Let's say I have a problem like this. Let's say I have x squared minus x minus 72, okay? Now, all right, I fill in the same stuff. X squared, negative 72. Now, if you notice, what number is out in front of here? That's going to be a 1. So 1 times 72 is negative 72. I'm still looking for the set that adds up to negative 1, okay? So what I do is I go in there, okay? I'm going to hit exit. I'm doing negative 72 divided by x, okay? I'm doing the set, all right, 0. Let me go back in the set, negative 72. Okay, I'm hitting exit. I'm looking at the table. I'm looking for the set that adds up to negative 1. All right, that's close. Actually, that's close. That's 1, and that's negative 1. As you notice, negative 8 and 9 was 1. Flip the signs around, that ends up giving you that. So negative 9x and positive 8x. Okay, doing your variables again. That's x and x. Okay. All right, GCD-wise, GCD. This one going across would be 1 and 8, okay? Little shortcut there. If it's 1, it's just going to be 1, okay? All right, same thing here, all right? So if I do the next one, it would be GCD 9 and 72, okay? GCD 1 and 9, and then GCD 8 and 72, okay? All right, 1 and 8 would be that. All right, I'm going to have a minus because that's a minus. It'll be 9, 1. And that's going to be an 8, okay? So my answer is 1x minus 9, 1x plus 8, okay? I'm going to demonstrate another one like that, okay? Let's say we have something like this. Let's say I've got x squared minus 11x plus 28, okay? All right, once again, let me check my time before I complete the problem. Okay, it's time for the last problem. I'm going to have x squared and 28, okay? I'm gonna do 1 times 28, which will be 28. Okay, going into the calculator. All right, I'm gonna do exit. I'm doing 28 divided by x. I'm setting my table to be 0 to 28 with a step of 1. Exit table. I'm looking for the set that adds up to negative 11, just like before. Okay, I see all positive numbers. 4 and 11 would do it, or 4 and 7 would do it. And all I'm going to do is, since there's 2, because I got a positive, but I need the negatives, I'm going to go like that. So what I'm typing is GCD 1 and negative 7. Okay? All right, I'm sorry, not 1 and negative 7. I'm doing 1 and 7. GCD 4 and 28. GCD 1 and 4. And GCD 7 and 28. Okay? So x and x, that's going to be 1. That's going to be negative 4. That's going to be negative 7. So I got 1x minus 4 and x minus 7. Okay? So very simple, very same process. And that's going to be it.